Hello and welcome back to the Kingdom Gazette, where we share all the little details that you need to know about everything Disney. Today's episode takes a closer look at what has to be one of the most mind-blowing attractions currently at Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. Flight of Passage opened in May 2017 and immediately won the hearts of Avatar and Disney fans the world over. Located in Pandora, no surprise there, within the Animal Kingdom theme park, Flight of Passage can be found at the heart of the land, nestled below the epic and infamous floating mountains, and between Navi River Journey, Wind Trader's gift shop, Pongu Pongu, which is a quick service snack counter, and the ever popular Avatar themed quick service restaurant Satuli Canteen. Once you enter the theme park, heading straight towards the symbolic Tree of Life, you can follow the in-park signs towards the left side of the park, and Pandora will be your first out of this world stop. Great restroom options are located on either side of Flight of Passage, one right before the entrance to Navi River Journey and one all the way around to the opposite side of the land, past Satuli Canteen's main entrance. Even the restrooms here have totally immersive theming, and they both house plenty of space so waits are bearable, even in such a popular and often crowded spot in the park. Stroller parking for Flight of Passage is close at hand, again beside the Navi River entrance, tucked away just a little from the beaten path and all the foot traffic that comes with a trip to Pandora. This attraction does have a height restriction of 44 inches, but in our opinion is well suited to younger riders, provided they meet those height requirements. The restraint type on this ride is pretty unique compared to many of the other rides you'll find around Disney World. The ride vehicles themselves sit in a line of individual cycle-style seats that once mounted have restraints that activate around the back and the calves to hold the rider in place while you get your Ichneumaya on. We do want to let you know that this ride may pose some challenges for plus-size riders. The official working line on this from Disney is as follows. The seating and restraints on this attraction may prohibit guests of certain body shapes or sizes from riding. But rest assured that there is a stationary ride vehicle at the entrance to the ride for guests to test out their comfort level before waiting in that long line. Riders who need accessibility access must transfer to a standard wheelchair and then to the ride vehicle. No service animals are permitted on this attraction, but audio, video and assistive listening are available. Also worth noting, this ride does come with a motion sickness warning that is understandable. I personally am prone to a bit of motion sickness and I don't have any issues with feeling overly queasy on this ride, but others have reported that they do, so just be aware of that. This is a Fast Pass eligible ride when available, and boy do we recommend you snag one of those if and when you can. We as a family have even been known to switch our park days up last minute simply because we've suddenly landed a Flight of Passage Fast Pass unexpectedly. I know I'm not the only one who obsessively checks the My Disney Experience app for almost no reason whatsoever. Come on now. This attraction is still riding its popularity wave, and thus the standby waits can reach breathtaking lengths of multiple hours, even almost 4 years after its opening. The queue for this attraction is as intricately themed as the land itself, fully immersing riders in the world of Alpha Centauri Expeditions, or ACE for short, and their Mountain Banshee Avatar Link program. The Flight of Passage standby queue is one of the very few that we recommend experiencing at least once, simply because it's so detailed and interesting. Outside of that though, we do love a good fast pass when available to skip the usually long lines for this headliner attraction. The queue is mainly cool and covered once you reach the attraction entrance itself. However, it's worth noting that the extended queue, which is very likely to be waiting for you when you first line up for this ride, is outdoors and often directly in the Florida sun, so we recommend planning accordingly with sunscreen, a hat and maybe a bottle of water to keep you going. There's no shortage of unique details to experience throughout the queue, including foliage, sounds and landscape native to the Pandora environment. Not to mention the 2 pre-shows that riders will experience, whether you enter through the standby or the Fast Pass queue. These pre-recorded shows have a few fun little interactive touches and really help to set the scene for the soaring Banshee adventure that lays ahead. Ride vehicles are stationary and are mounted from the side. Each rider is given a number in the pre-show room that will coincide with which vehicle they're assigned to. Any loose items such as bags or ears can be stored in a small locker on the wall directly behind the vehicles themselves. Just don't forget to grab your stuff on the way out. As the attraction narrative unfolds, riders learn about the Pandora Conservation Initiative, overseen by Dr. Jackie Ogden. Humans, that's you guys, are matched with and linked to your very own Navi counterpart, who in turn will allow you to experience the precious Navi coming of age, a flight on the back of a mountain banshee, or Ikran as they're also known. A flight of passage, if you will. See what they did there? The attraction itself is a 3D flight simulator style ride, taking riders to a whole other world known as Pandora. This is a multi-sensory experience, evoking immersion for the riders using sight, sound, smells, and even droplets of water throughout the ride. While there are no actual big drops, this is considered a thrill ride with moving ride vehicles and a 3D screen element that gives riders the sensation of swooping, swerving, and diving through the Pandora landscape. Some of my personal favourite moments include the bioluminescent cave and a giant breaching sea creature. You'll know them when you see them. Honestly though, the first time I rode this, it brought literal tears to my eyes. It was such an awesome experience, and I hadn't even seen the movie at that point. It was just so impeccably done. You really felt enveloped by the beauty of this fictional world. This is an exit through the gift shop attraction, although if you want to skip the throng of people trying on Navi ears and sizing up their very own Banshee mascot, there is an exit to the right of the store that will spill you right back onto the main Pandora drag. Overall, Flight of Passage should be considered an absolute must-do attraction for anyone who loved the Avatar movie or who thrives on seeing exactly how far Disney Imagineering has come. If you have a sensitive stomach when it comes to potential motion sickness, then just do a little research first to figure out how well suited this ride is for you. Oh, and if a fast pass pops up for Flight of Passage, then for goodness sake, grab it and figure out the rest later. As always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, check out the blog and the socials, do all the things, and don't forget to give a little magic to someone today. Siva Ko!